Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Harry and I are hanging out. We've been running around I've been running around and he's been following me, trying to find someplace inside because it's a teeny bit too cold for me to be outside this morning. Um, so we've been trying to find a place for me inside to do the retreat, this pep talk on retreats and planning day-long meetings. I'm Jenny Hensley, co-owner and effectiveness coach with Dynamics. Our goal is to help you reclaim your time so you can reclaim your life and love your work. Uh, so excited. Had a just awesome week. I hope you did too. Last week I talked about finding your people, and I shared that we have an instructional leadership cohort, and we met Friday. I just have so much fun, and I just leave energized and get so many ideas from that group. And so I hope that last week that you heard the Find Your People. If you can't, check it out on Facebook, or if you didn't get a chance to see it, or on our YouTube channel, the Instructional Leadership channel. So hope you're having a fantastic weekend already. And today I had a couple ideas, and you guys selected this one, which is how to plan for a day-long retreat, a day-long professional development, day-long meetings, whatever it may be. If you have one of those coming up, give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments because I will deal with them today. The first thing I was really thinking about this one because it was pretty strong, the number of you that really wanted it, wanted to talk about this topic. Some things to keep in mind about full day planning, and I'm going to be totally blunt and honest with you here. First of all, many people pretend that it's just a normal meeting and just make it longer. Boring. Super boring. So it is not. It is an event. It is something that needs to be planned for. It is something that needs to be more dynamic. If you have people's valuable time for a full day or more, you need to really treat it as something special and different. This next one, when I coach people and we're planning these kinds of events, this is something that always comes up. It's more important to you than it is to the people coming. If you're one of the people that go to these and believe that, give me a thumbs up. Because I know that it's super exciting. You know, I'm a facilitator too. Planning meetings is my jam. Most people don't feel that way. So they're probably dreading it. They have to be away from work for a day. They're going to have a whole pile of email and phone calls to return and work they didn't get done. So I think you need to respect people with that and make it fun. You have to, I'm saying still get work done, but get movement in there, get fun things in there so that they, even if it's not their first choice to be there, that it's something that they enjoy. This last one, I cannot stress enough. It takes time. And when I say time, I'm saying 2 to 3 months to plan a full day. And I'm not saying you're planning every day, obviously, but you need time between each planning session, because if you have a full day, you want to do some cool things. Maybe you want to bring a speaker in. Maybe you're going to go off site and meet somewhere, or bring food in, or plan special activities and events. Those really cool things that you do take time to plan. So, and this often takes the districts that I've been working with for years and years. We're there. Like, we're planning some retreats right now and some professional development trainings. We're out 3 months ahead of it, working on things. And I'll talk about what that looks like when I get to the how we're going to do it. But you need to take time. You cannot just slap it together at the last minute. People will see right through that. So I think the best way to think about it is why, what, how, and who. First of all, and we overlook this a lot, and again, I think this is because for those of us who, this is our main job, we enjoy the meetings, they're fun for us. We just have the why kind of in our heads. You need to be clear, and when you first meet with your planning group, and the planning group may be just you, so you just do these things with yourself. If you don't have anybody else in your district, you may find one of those people that we talked about last week to kind of run through and the agenda with. Go have coffee and run through the agenda with. It's always better to do it with somebody else. But you need to be clear about why you're going to take all of this time, because again, people's time is so precious. Why you think it's important to do this, and maybe it's you're gathering input. Maybe you're going to be doing decision making. Maybe part of it is you want to get the team together for a longer period of time to build camaraderie and collegiality. But do not assume that the team that's planning and the team that's going to attend know why they're there. We do this all the time. We just assume they know why, and they don't know why. So start with assumptions, commonly held beliefs by the group. Start with your goals. Start by thanking them for taking their valuable time and honoring their time. So the first one is the why. You have to, at the beginning of your planning and at the beginning of the meeting, share why the heck you're there. I know that sounds simple, but we leave it out, and it really, really matters. It can be the difference between starting your meeting strong and starting your meeting really poorly and everybody in a bad mood. So the first one's why. The next one is what. What do you want to accomplish? What are the things that are most important? And this, when you're planning, and I'm going to talk about this as if we're planning it, you go through and you brainstorm. What are the things that we need this time to get done? And you just let the whole group or yourself sit and brainstorm. What are these main things you want to get down? And you just kind of let it all flow and figure it out. Then I think it's really important, and this is why you start early. You have a shorter meeting, maybe an hour. Talk about the why, do the brainstorming, get all those notes down, share them in a shared document with people, go away, and then think about what are the chunks, because usually several things may fit together or fit under a bigger heading. So you want to think about what are the big chunks of the meeting going to be. And once you do that, you can post those up and have people comment and share. They don't have to be in a meeting. They can give feedback. But the most important thing when you do that is to then cut it down. People are 100 times worse about this when you have a full day. They already try to fit 10 things into an hour or 2-hour meeting. When you have a full day, they try to fit 100 things in. It's just the same. You need to do 3 to 5 big things that are important, that you can plan thoughtfully, that people can really take time and give their thoughtful input around. So, as always, those of you who watch this regularly know that I'm going to say, cut that agenda. Do not rush through things. I think the thing is then you get to, the what. So you've, over the, few months, you had a meeting and you planned, you had a meeting and you prioritized and found out what the chunks were. What do you want from people? You have to be crystal clear about the goals. Then you can start assigning who. Who's going to take which thing? And maybe it's you and maybe it's many people. But you need to assign who's going to do what and who's responsible for what. If you're making somebody responsible for something, you need to give them at least a month. Okay, I'm going to start a coughing fit, so I'm going to have a drink of water. Because it's only fair. They have many, many things in their jobs that they have to do, and it's only fair to give somebody at least a month, if not more, if you're going to expect them to facilitate or lead or plan part of a meeting. I think that this is really important. And then the other thing is, do not advocate your leadership. Do not just then say, okay, good luck, and show up at the meeting and hope they did a good job and then be upset when it isn't what you want. You need to then work and meet and communicate with those people that are going to be in charge of each section of the meeting and figure out what processes they're using, how they're organizing it. Are they clear on what's happening? And does it meet your expectations? I mean, we've talked tons about how the fact that adults can only attend or listen to somebody talking to them for 10 minutes. So if somebody has a plan and they're just going to put a PowerPoint up and talk for an hour, you know that that's not going to work for you. So you need to maybe take some time with that person, not the whole group, and talk about that section of the meeting. Then I think it's really important to bring the team together a month out and go over the details. Okay, so here are the things we're going to do. This is how it's going to flow. And then you put the cool things in. We're doing a retreat that's coming up, and we're talking about doing a digital reflection journal throughout the entire day and having activities and different ways of having people stop and give feedback and think it through. So I think that one's really, really important. That's why we want time. We want time because if we're going to plan some of these kind of out of the box fun activities, do things that are fun, maybe get some swag to give people, whatever it is, that you have time to do that. So I think that these suggestions will really, really help you. And I hope that you try them. And if I'm just going to circle all the way back to where I started, it's very, very different planning a day-long training than it is from planning a short meeting. So please take the time to do it. As always, I'm glad Angie is going to check out our last week's video. Thanks for being here, Ange. And to the rest of you, always share questions, comments in the feedback, and I will make sure to answer your questions. Also, processes are super important. That's how you get people active. That's how you don't have people sitting around just being talked at. So if you need suggestions on a process, people email me every single day working with a certain meeting or something to get processes. So make sure you share that because I would love to hear from you. It really helps us when you like, share, give us a thumbs up. So that maybe the people that plan your meetings can check out this information too. I always end with saying if you are lucky enough to have this beautiful fall Sunday off, then please, please take time to enjoy it. Have a great day, everyone.